You're designed as a man to take the shots, the bullets, to be beat by other people, to be beat by life, and just get up.
Welcome back to another episode of Daddy Issues. Our guest today is going to introduce himself and tell us a little bit about his story.
What's going on, guys? I'm Joey Luciano. I'm from Texas, right outside of Houston. It's called College Station. And just want to tell you, tell you my story and just give you a little advice, things that I wish I knew coming into being a new dad and going through the court system and dealing with a partner that's just, giving me a difficult time. So basically here in Texas, I moved from New York and I'm a paramedic / firefighter here. I own a business. I own one of the most successful DJ companies in Bryan, College Station. College Station is the home of Texas A&M. It's 90,000 students that attend here. It's a big deal. My company's high end. My job is extremely stressful. I deal with people that have a hangnail and people that I'm holding their hand and they drop dead on you. It's a 48-hour tour. I'm up straight. I come home. I run my business. And I'm also a dad. And being a dad is probably the coolest job I've ever had in my entire life. When I was in New York, I was a big club DJ. I worked in the Hamptons for 10 years, Slopes on a Mountain. I was on 3 radio stations. I've had a great life. But nothing has been better in my life or given me my life back. I shouldn't say giving me my life back because I've started a new life ever since I became a father. And having a daughter has been excellent. However, it's been the absolute most challenging thing I've ever had to do in my entire life. I'm currently, I'm going to tell you my story. Basically, the first time that I went to court, my lawyer was friends with her lawyer. Wow. They both went to law school together. I'm going to admit that I am terrible at reading. I really am. I struggled through school. It was awful. And I could read medical terminology great because I'm interested in it. But when you start reading terminology that's legal, it's terrible. It's hard, and I didn't understand it. So I trusted that my lawyer had my back, and she made me feel like that. Complete deception. It was a modified order that basically went against me. If let's just say I'm on a 48-hour tour and I got to pick my daughter Luciano up on Friday, and I got to drive 100 miles to go pick her up in rush hour traffic, which I think the courts worldwide or just statewide or wherever wide need to, who wants to travel during rush hour traffic to pick up a kid? That's absolutely crazy. And if you look at it, by the time I drop her off, I only have my daughter for 48 hours. She's going to go almost right to bed when I get her. The court order that she put into place states that I basically can't have anybody else pick up my daughter unless I submit a license and a bunch of information on the driver so that they can do a background check. Now, I was a cop for 3 years, a detention officer. I hold not only a paramedic certification, I hold a critical care paramedic certification, and I just became an instructor. I have never been arrested. I have an impeccable driving record. Why am I? And here's the best part, guys. I took myself to court for child support the first time. Because let me explain to you why we split. It's probably best we start there. So the person I had a baby with, got diagnosed with postpartum, and she's also 17 years younger than me. I'm 44 right now. I had this baby. This baby's going to be 3, so let's just call it 40. She was 25. She lived at home. She just moved into my house. It was something that just got divorced, younger girl. I was stupid, made bad decisions, and here we are. We all make them, right? I may be great at making bad decisions. I wish I could get paid for that. Unfortunately, they cost money. I was taking care of the baby, going to work. She just basically stopped taking care of the baby. It was best that she moved back in with her parents. Being diagnosed with postpartum and a medical professional, I know that it's really serious, guys. It's not something that we're like, yeah, you being a snowflake. She was really out of her mind. And her mother and her father are doing an excellent job of raising the baby. My daughter's amazing. But I'm getting chewed up with this lawyer stuff. So I'm going, when I rehired this lawyer, I made sure that he wasn't affiliated with her lawyer, and I handled the process more aggressively. I'm very aggressive now because everything is going to work against you as a man that's doing the right thing. That's just how it is. And I want to just clear something up. You need to know this. You're designed as a man to take the shots, the bullets, to be beat by other people, to be beat by life, and just get up. And I know that it's unfair, and you can't be like, hey, look, why is this happening? It's not that. It's just truck through, beat through it. At the end of the day, my daughter looks at me like I'm a superhero, and it's more of a reason every day for me just to stay on the straight path and do great by her, because I know that I'm all that she's got. That's how I feel. That's how my daughter treats me. My daughter will be 3. Our relationship's great. I've had my daughter every weekend this month because of Father's Day and because of the 1st, 3rd, and 5th. And you gotta, when you get these court orders or you're going into something, right? Give your lawyer a list of demands, even if they seem outrageous, right? Go shoot for the stars, and make certain demands. Because look, guys, we have advancements in technology, and they're cloning things, but there's never going to be a time, if you read your Bible, that a woman could get herself pregnant.
Yeah.
It takes 2 people, and it's a partnership. And I have 50-50, and my child support was so having this daughter, having this baby. I was driving to work, and I someone hit me, and I got really banged up. I got hurt. I need surgeries, and I lost my job. So going through all this now, they're like, well, you missed a couple of months of child support. I'm like, okay, I'm all caught back up. My child support's, that's the one main thing you got to do, make sure you're caught up with your child support. But I'm overpaying my child support. My first lawyer had me pegged. So if you make X amount of dollars, let's just say you make $50,000 a year, but you really take home 35, that 20% is based on the 35 that you make. It's not your gross, it's your net income. And some fathers don't understand that. I see a lot of questions on the Single Dad website, like, hey, how is this figured out? Your life insurance is also deducted from that too. So that's another thing you got to know, because look, the other day I took my daughter to the beach. Her shoes got wet. I have bought my daughter 10 to 12 pairs of shoes just this month. So I said, when I dropped the baby off, I said, hey, look, Lucy's shoes are wet. I'm going to dry them off and I'll return them. When I went to pick the baby up the next weekend, she's like, you didn't give the baby back with shoes, you're not getting shoes.
Oh my God, it's that petty?
That is the pettiness
Jesus.
that we're dealing with. Now, if you look at, like, sometimes I want to drug test myself or go just to see a psychiatrist because I want to make sure that I maybe didn't accidentally drink acid. So I'm going to court so I could make phone calls to my daughter. I'm allowed to have 2 phone calls. I don't know why I'm allowed
two
to
phone
have
calls a day or 2 phone calls a week?
No, for the week, bro. If me and you go to jail and we commit a bank robbery and murder some people, maybe rape a goat, we're allowed more than 2 phone calls.
Wow,
a week.
That's weird.
Yeah, and you get 3 square meals and you don't got to pay child support. It's amazing. It's almost like, like, who doesn't want a big black boyfriend? I don't know. Sometimes I get lonely. Seems like a better route sometimes to me when dealing with the court system. And I have humor with this, man, because it's the only way I get through it.
Of course, yeah.
So I want to talk to my daughter. I started researching, and it's a 153.001. I stayed up all night with this, and it's electronic communication, which implies that any phone with a cord, cellular device, emails, whatever you want to do, you shall be entitled to stay in contact with your daughter. They made me take a parenting class. They made her take a parenting class. And I was like, this is fucking stupid. Yeah. I apologize for cursing. And in the parenting class, all it said was how important it is for the father to be in the son or the daughter's life. So I'm like, so why am I going to court? Like, did you guys read what you're making me read? Right. Like, somebody, is this by accident? Is there a remix to this? Like, what's going on? So I got 2 phone calls a week. My child support needs to be reduced because I'm not making the amount of money. I was working in oil and gas. I live in Texas. Anybody knows in oil and gas, they pay buku bucks. I'm a public servant now. We make a step up above Walmart. and I'm going for Thursdays because Thursdays are important to me because I own a DJ company. I make decent money doing weddings on the weekends, and there's some weekends that I have parties booked, and she basically won't release the baby to me if I have an event because she doesn't want a female babysitting the baby, which is not her
Right.
decision.
Yep.
That's not up to you. That's somebody like I'm getting. You have to understand something. Like I have good decision making. I'm in charge of people's lives. I have a DEA form I fill out every day. I'm in charge of fentanyl, morphine. I'm in charge of drug. I make very good decisions. I could hire a babysitter. You live at home with your parents. You're 30 years old. Like this is the right thing. So now Thursdays are important to me, and I wasn't given Thursdays. So for Thursdays, check out what I want to do. You're allowed to in a standard order. If an alien landed, they would give an alien standard rights. That's every Thursday from 6 to 8 p.m. So, look, I'm not going to bust chops. It's 100 miles away, no big deal. But I'd like to work things out where maybe I could pick her up from school once a month, twice a month, take her for lunch, read her a bedtime story, go there and grab a late dinner because I'm not going to see her that weekend. I want that option. And I'm having to fight. And guys, let me tell you something. I don't make a lot of money. I'm not going to sit here and play the violin for you, but $5,000 a pop for a lawyer. I mean, like, and you're going to go to court and you're going to sit on trial and they're going to make you seem like a bad guy and you got to prove your innocence. I mean, I submitted, I can tell you something that helped. If there was a time in my life, I'm sure just like everybody, that I wasn't really a great person. That's how things are. From New York, I was a little wild. Never got in trouble, but my morals and ethical views were just a little skewed. Here I am. I'm a dad. I'm a business owner. I'm a first responder. I have a great life. I have a daughter. I don't need a court telling me what I need to do. Because, the fact is when my child comes here, she's fed well, she's clean, she has clothes, the child support's paid. She's always got a smile on her face. We do a lot of great things, and then the other day, take pictures of everything. The other day, when she's at her mom's house, she misbehaves, and she bit her mother and tore up the house. And the only way that they could reprimand her was by calling me. So now I'm allowed a third phone call because I get to talk to my daughter, who only listens to me because, as the father's role, we discipline. We discipline, we support, we provide, and we love. My daughter's my entire world. But these chicks, these women, these people cannot dictate the course that mine and my daughter's life are going to go. No one could dictate that but me. It's my child, it's my life, it's my story, and it's my decisions. And I'll have to answer to only one person and one higher power. That's the only person I answer to. Maybe my mother too. She's a crazy Italian lady. So, but my advice would be, when I got that phone call, I immediately took a picture that the baby was being defiant with her mother, had bit her. My daughter is, as much as her mother tries to keep the baby out of my life, I will not allow my daughter to ever disrespect her mother. It's a commandment. It's a cultural thing. It's part of our upbringing as an Italian person from New York. You respect, honor thy mother and father. And her mother carried her for 9 months and gave her life. I watched that woman be sick. Another thing too, man, you might find this pretty cool. I actually got to deliver my daughter.
Oh, wow.
I delivered her. The doctor actually let me
Right, because
deliver
you're
the
in that
baby.
world anyways as a paramedic.
Yeah, he's like, do you want to? Because I've already delivered 3 kids. He's like, do you want to deliver her?
Very cool.
Yeah, I want to deliver her. So I watched her. I pulled the baby out. I cut the cord. I stimulated her. I wiped her down. And the process of watching my daughter's mother get pregnant and speaking to my daughter through her mom's stomach, and whenever I would do that, the baby would kick and be aggravated, and I would always talk to her. I named my daughter. My daughter's name is Luciana, Virginia Luciano. Luciana and Luciano, it just means light, and that's what I believe she is to this world and to my life. And Tuesday I got court, guys. I got court, and I'm a mess. I got off shift, and I stayed up for the past 2 days reading over my paperwork, submitting things to my lawyer, reiterating what I need, and this has 100% affected my relationship with my family, because I don't think that they understand my work relationship, my stress level, my irritability, my financial situation, which affects everything, and also my health. I gained 30 pounds. I'm down 30 pounds now. Back in the gym. That's really important. I was drinking a lot, right? I was coming home, having some beers and grilling.
It's tough to get that motivation
And
when you're fucking just getting kicked down every 2 seconds.
I mean, we'll tell you, look, like, here's the thing, I can't do drugs, right? Because I'm a normal person, I'm a professional, and, that's not a way out. But having a few beers, man, you have a few beers, you come home, you have a few more beers, and you're gaining all that weight, and now you're sluggish, and you want to sleep in late. I got back in the gym, guys. I'm going to be completely honest with you. Listen, there was a time in my life where I partied my ass off, and I was able to stop like this. I have not been able to control my eating habits and my dieting at all. And I went to a doctor, and my blood pressure, swear to God, was 220 over 110, stroke level. So they put me on a drug called Zepbound. It's the shot that basically, helps you lose weight. In 2 weeks, I lost 25 pounds. Just in 2 weeks. Just alone in 2 weeks. I've been getting on the treadmill. I've been working out, getting my body back. I'll submit a picture to you for
cool.
if you want to put it on here. I literally lost all my hair. Yo, in the back, bro, I lost all the hair, came out. I went and got a shot of stem cells in San Antonio, grew all my hair back. I started taking vitamins and minerals for my hair. I feel better. You got to take care of yourself, because you got to be there I want to be there for my daughter's wedding. I want to pay for my daughter's wedding. I want to walk her down the aisle. I want to buy her first car. And here I am, I'm put in a situation from our society that, and guys, you got to understand something. When you go to court, if you're someone like myself, and I'm not dad of the year, but there's a lot of us that just don't care about their kids. They literally don't care. They got girlfriends. They're doing whatever they're doing. The kid gets taken care of. They see them on Christmas, send them a card. That's what it is. There's the majority is that. So if you have someone that's an active father that loves a kid, that wants to be involved, like, prove it's not bullshit. And that's what the court wants you to do. But if you have the proof and you really are that person, you're not going to have a hard time.
Yeah, and I mean, I think another good thing you said back early on in the conversation was, you had to be aggressive with your attorney. And I think that that's a very important thing for a lot of dads to really understand, is because, your attorney will just do whatever. They're getting paid, but if you need to sit there and be like, I want this, like you were saying, demand these things, reach for the stars and see what you can get out of them. It sucked that attorney, or your first attorney, was friends with your ex, but yeah, you got to be involved.
Totally screwed me. Now, brother, look, check this out. Let's say you're sick. You come in the back of my ambulance. Your expectations of when you get in the ambulance are that I'm going to help save your life. I'm going to take care of you, right? When you hire a lawyer and you're a decent person, you just think, hey, this person's going to have my back. I'm paying them. They're my lawyer, right? Not the case. No way. You have to be aggressive. You have to be anal. You have to be OCD. I already sent 3 emails to them today, and I'm gonna walk in tomorrow without being a dick. I'm gonna bring donuts and coffee.
Perfect.
Just be like, hey guys, did you get to read my email? I just want to make sure we are on the same page. Now, here's another thing that you guys got to know. I have the worst luck in the world. Period. I swear to you, I do. This judge has already canceled 2 of my trial dates back to back.
Yeah.
I'm taking off of work. I'm making plans. And this week, I get my daughter. I pick her up tomorrow. I got her for a week straight for summer break. You have to read your court order, because if you don't respond by April 1st in Texas and let the mom know when you're taking the baby, she gets to control your summer. She gets to control the passport. Like, there's a lot of things that you don't have rights to. I'm trying to think. Here's another thing. My daughter's mother has never met my mother's animals. I have a pit bull on my chest. I got a dog running around. I'm a big animal guy. I love animals. And my mom just didn't like my the chick I had a baby with. They don't like each other. That's just what it is. And she put in the court order that the baby is not to visit my mom because she has pit bulls.
Oh, so
Now,
she used that
I'm
stipulation, right? Because they wouldn't have accepted it if they were like she didn't want him to meet the mom, but because of the pit bull thing.
well, so but that's the thing. If you look at it in the papers, it's at the end and it's very small, brother. It's like it's this big
Yeah.
on the thing. So like you overread it.
Hmm.
It's crazy. So now, my mom's sick. She lives in Florida. It's her only granddaughter.
Right.
I want to, go there and visit. I can't. I got, and in the stipulation, it says that I have to have a receipt prior to going there to board the dog. So, my mother lives in a ritzy area. To board those dogs, the pit bulls, is $250 a
Yeah.
night. That's my trip, dude. That's crazy. That's
Yeah.
insane. Makes
What's
no
the
sense.
deal with your relationship with your ex's family? Like, are they
Okay,
cool or?
so here's the deal with them. The dad cheats on the mom
Oh God.
and has a younger girlfriend that's his daughter's age. So things over there aren't they're. I'm gonna say this. I'm a Christian, but there's certain Christian people that fake the funk.
Yeah.
It's kind of like you see the wolf that's in that sheep
Yep.
costume. So like they're people that speak and they're not who they say they are. They give me a hard time. They're defiant. I'm gonna give you a perfect example, man. I just literally bought two of everything. I bought new pajamas. My daughter's mother is like 6 foot tall. I'm 5'8" with shoes. So my daughter is like, she looks like a 5-year-old, and she's still 2. She's going to be 3, and she's growing like a weed. Like, we stopped watering her, and she's just growing. So she comes over, and she's got these pajamas, and she's like stretched out, like jacked out like this. And I'm like, no, we ain't doing this. So I bought her all brand new clothes, and I bought 2 sets of them because I buy clothes, I send them there, and I never get them back. And then she's sending clothes back. Bro, she sent me a onesie from when the baby was 1.
Yeah.
I'm looking at it. I'm like, dude, we have another kid. Like, who's this for? Like, we're gonna put it on the dog. The dog's obese. I think she's got diabetes. It ain't gonna fit her. Who's this for? And it creates a mystery in the house. And it's fun on Fridays if like you're trying to figure out who this is for, but you realize it's for your daughter, who's like 3 times the size of that. And then you start to question the abilities of the mom. So I bought brand new pajamas, and she's like, just so you know, your daughter's not a 4T. She's a 3T. I'm like, well, just so you know, this is a picture of your daughter in the pajamas, and they fit.
Right.
So, like, not like a, hey, thank you for buying an extra set of clothes, $300, outfits for everything for our daughter to send to my house. That was really nice of you. You're not so bad. No, it's like you get dogged for everything. So as long as you don't take that personal, and you have a bullseye on your back, and make it cool. So you guys are probably wondering how I cope and how I get by. Being fucking savage with my daughter. I take her everywhere. I teach her stuff. We cook. We do when my daughter literally peels out of her mom's hands and comes here, she knows we are going to romp. We're going nuts.
Yeah.
We're going in helicopters. We're going to the beach. We're going to the aquarium. We're going here because I want to spend that time with my daughter. And she knows when she comes to daddy's house, we're going to party.
Yeah.
We're going to have fun. We're going to collect frogs. We're going to go on walks. We're going to go to the park. And she thinks her dad's the greatest thing in the world. And her mom can't take that away from her. And I'm telling you right now, I'm building a weapon.
Yeah.
Because there's going to become a day when that kid is going to be old enough and she's going to be like, yo, I'm calling daddy. I don't need the court to tell me when I can call because my daughter will call me.
Yeah.
And I'll buy my daughter a phone. And my daughter's going to want to stay here. And my daughter's going to want this and she's going to want that. She's going to want to come and hang out with me. And that's when your person that you have a baby with is going to realize that, they did this to themselves.
Bro, 100%. And it sucks that it takes that time that you have to wait for it, but it's like, it's definitely coming for sure.
I do so many crazy things, man. I know my daughter's going to be 3, but I still keep her on my lap when we eat dinner. I'm from Long Island, New York, and my daughter enjoys seafood. If you've seen a picture of her, she looks exactly like
she does.
me.
Yeah, I saw that photo.
There's so many things about my daughter that I see in her. And what I was going to tell you guys is, this was the biggest and the best mistake of my life. man, it's restored my faith. Things are great. I look at my daughter sometimes and I want to cry because she's so beautiful, and I'm so I'm so intrigued, and there's so many humorous things, and I have something. I feel like, my life is validated now, being able to care and take care of another human being that I know loves me so much. And what I was saying is I missed a lot of her life, burping her, changing diapers. I didn't get to see her first steps. I asked my daughter's mother two things. I only asked for two things, guys. I said, let me be the first person to take her to the beach because I'm from an island, and I want that to experience that with her. Because my mom took me to the beach. We love water. I'm Sicilian. That's an island off of Italy. And let me teach you how to ride a bike. She took her to the beach, and she went and bought her a bike.
Of course.
It's like, dude, what? Come on.
She can't let you have those things. How long have you been going through? Like, when did you guys separate? How old was your daughter then?
So, the baby was born on July 21st. And by Halloween, she had been already diagnosed with postpartum. She was leaving dirty diapers under the bed. She wasn't showering. She wasn't taking care of the baby. I was waking up. I was a flight medic at the time, so I was basically flying to El Paso, which is a great deal away from here, working 96 hours straight on an airplane. That's dangerous. Coming home, running a business, and taking care of the baby. It was near impossible. So when I came home and I was, I probably should have spoke differently, but, being like, why the fuck are there diapers all over the place? I mean, but like, in reality, why the fuck are there diapers all over the place? All you have to do is food shop and take care of a baby. Like, and then it started to happen too, where like, I had a maid come here. So like, how do we need the maid to move in too? Like, what's going on? And nothing I could do. It seems like the world's against you. You start to feel heavy in the chest. I feel like I'm drowning sometimes. My anxiety's through the roof. And man, I've thought a lot of crazy things. I'm telling you, it's normal, and it's okay to feel like that, guys. And a lot of these forums and positions like yourself are like, they're so awesome and imperative for guys like us, because it's an avenue and it's a way. There's so many things I've seen that just basically are relatable, and they answer questions that you just can't get answered unless you're going through it and you've gone through it and you make the mistake. But maybe something I said today resonates with you, or it's relatable, and you're able to maybe make a left instead of a right. That's great, and that's why we do this. And that's why, man, I really love your show, and I want to commend you for doing this and taking the time. I know you're a busy guy. Being on your show has been incredible. Thank you for that outline. It was super easy, to know exactly what you wanted, and I hope this came out good. And man, I hope that this message reaches people, and you just know you're not alone. I know it feels like that, and there is 100% a light at the end of the tunnel. Some of us take a few more punches than others. Some of us get lucky, but that's just life.
Dude, I think that's the perfect ending right there. I mean, you bounced back, and you can tell your energy's off the hook. Your energy's wild. I love it. But talking about your weight, and then you lost your hair, and you know what I mean? You're coming back. You're coming back strong, and you're still loving life. So I think that's what a lot of dads need to hear, because they're going through it, and it's hard to bounce back from that. But you're a perfect example of it. So.
Do you mind if I share those pictures with you? Because I just want to let people know, if their health does start to diminish, that there's some avenues that you could take to really help yourself out.
Absolutely.
That would be great. Because bro, when you see my hair, you're gonna be like, holy shit.
Yeah.
So, well, brother, I love you, man. I appreciate you. Thank you so much for having me on the show.
Me down. You can hold me down. You can hold me down. You can hold me down.